Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Hello, folks, and welcome to the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. And my name is Brian Tremblay, and on the line today, I have somebody from way out Edmonton way, a friend of my son's, as a matter of fact, and he is the man behind the Brasstactics. This is Matt Laird. Matt, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing, Brian?
Excellent.
Mr. Brian Senior. I'm so used to saying, "Hey, Brian." You know, even at the initial conversation of this, I thought it was your son texting me. I was like, when did you get a podcast?
I love it. Okay, so you're the second member of a brass band that I interviewed. Yeah, I interviewed a guy from the Heavyweights last year.
Oh, yeah. Okay, awesome. I know of the Heavyweights.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think you guys probably know each other. That brass marching bands are not exactly, a lot of them out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a niche kind of thing. I mean, I kind of take pride on knowing the brass band community, the brass band scene. I don't know if all the rest of the guys in the Brasstactics in our group necessarily, we all know of and whatnot. And there's
Sure.
a lot of brass bands that definitely stick out.
Yeah.
But no, I have a weird obsession with, knowing the other brass bands in Canada, North America, and in Europe as well, and all over the world, actually. I mean, yeah, I could talk to you for days about all the different brass bands in any area of the world. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, it's what I do, so I should
Sure.
absolutely know what we're getting ourselves into. And
Yeah, exactly. So how does a brass party band come together? I mean, does somebody wake up one day and say, "Hey, I'm starting a brass band"?
Yeah.
or does this come together differently?
No, that's that's how it came to me. I mean, I guess everything that I've done, I kind of looked back, and about a year or so ago, I looked back and was like, gee, everything I've ever done in my life has really led up to this and what I'm doing now. And so, I mean, my early roots, I started playing in a drum corps, which is essentially like a marching band, but with just brass instruments. There's no woodwinds. And there's a weird underground drum corps scene in the States and some in Canada. It was a lot bigger in the Canadian scene, but with the cost of travel and everything, it definitely kind of, the Calgary Stampede has a fantastic marching band, and they compete in the worlds down in the US and whatnot. So going through that whole process and being in that community, I mean, I was in it. I went down to Madison, Wisconsin. I played with a drum corps called the Madison Scouts. We placed 6th in the world. The competitiveness and the almost militaristic training involved, waking up at 6 a.m., going for a run, eating breakfast, going for a run, playing your horn. You would do marching block until lunchtime. Lunch, you would be encouraged not to eat too much or you'd puke, because we'd go for a run after lunch.
Great.
And then we would play, we would do more marching, and then we would just run the whole summer. Every summer was spent, actually the whole year, monthlies. I would fly down to Madison from November until May, and then we would move in down there, and every single day from 6 a.m. till midnight was spent perfecting an 11.5-minute show. That's it for the whole summer. These kids are 15 to 21, and it's incredible. So that really took my drive for obviously brass music and almost like organizational skills,
Mm,
working within a group, being competitive, but also, driven. So all those skills. I later moved on to doing photo booths with, which is like, um, the organizational and almost hiring for events and getting contacts with event managers, event organizers, and stuff like that.
sure.
And so it was like my introduction to how to put on an event, a show, right? So
Yeah.
you have the drum corps, which is movement and sound, not just focusing on the music, but focusing on the visual aspect, the general effect, how to put on a show from your intro to a ballad to the finale and the closer and all the theatrical aspects of that, to the business side of doing events and then a local sports team, the Oilers, reached out to me, and
Local
was
sports team. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it was funny because it wasn't even the local sports team. It was one of my guys who I marched with in the Scouts
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the day, and he said, "Are you still playing? Like, do you still play
Yeah.
tuba? Do you still play the sousaphone?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And he said, "I have a opportunity for you if you're interested. I can't tell you what it is, but it's 41 home games." And if you're a hockey fan like
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
and you know all the local sports teams, there's no other sports team in Edmonton that NHL, it's 41 home games, 41 away games, 82. I know what it is
So
already, and I'm
you knew
like,
it wasn't the CFL calling.
exactly. And I'm like, I'm in, let's do this. So,
Yeah. That's cool.
um, yeah, it was almost like everything. I want to say everything fell in my lap to put this band together, but it didn't. It was all, they're all, everything that I did, all of my challenges, all the hard work that I put in. It's one of those things where it's like where luck meets preparation. You know what I mean? And so all of those just led up, and the puzzle pieces fit, and this brass band, the Brasstactics, is such a passion of mine, and it's infectious and it bleeds through to the other guys, and they have the same thing. So
Cool.
our biggest thing on stage is people are like, "Man, your energy is unmatched. It's incredible," and that's from the passion. It's not just going through motions and stuff like that. I think
That's
that's
cool.
a big part. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
So you are a sousaphonist. Hey,
a
and
sousaphonist. I
a
don't know.
sousaphonist, yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know how to say it, but yeah,
Sousaphonist.
sousaphonist.
That's what I say. And I hate to say it, but only until last year did I really come to learn the difference between a sousaphone and a tuba. That there isn't
Yeah.
any. It's just one you wear it, and the other one you sit on your lap and play it.
Yeah,
Because
no, they're
I
both
recorded
tubas.
my first tuba for my latest single that's coming out March 14th. So there
Oh,
you go.
oh, sweet. We're
So
getting in there. We're getting in there.
well, it's kind of that old timey blues kind of boom boom. It's got that bump
Oh
bump
yeah.
kind of thing, and I said, got to get Ron to play tuba.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all types of bass, low end. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are like, "What is a sousaphone? Like, what the heck is that?" And I mean, they see it. I mean, their brain says it's a tuba, but I mean, the way that I always usually say is all sousaphones are tubas, but not all tubas are
Those are
sousaphones.
sousaphones. That's right.
I don't
Well
know.
said.
That's yeah.
So do you play anything else, Matt?
Oh, I mean, I have three tubas, or three sousaphones. I think I have more sousaphones in Edmonton than there are sousaphone players. Uh,
Hey,
my la
that's not like they talk about guitar players collecting guitars and stuff, but you're collecting friggin' brass instruments. That is not a cheap hobby to get into.
No, no. I mean, my most expensive one it's less than 20 grand, but it's
Oh,
more than
sure.
it's
Yeah,
more than
okay.
12. Let's just
Okay.
put it
Yeah,
that
all
way.
right. Yeah, here we
But I mean,
go.
I have a bar sousaphone horn so that I don't an outside, it doesn't, because they're going to get banged up, they're going to get dented the
Sure.
more you use it, right? So I have one that I can like I could go jump into the crowd and not care. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
eh,
yeah.
when the yeah, and then I have one specifically for the Oilers games. That's it's this shiny thing, and then I have a fiberglass one that I'm currently working on, hoping on painting up. But yeah, I also play trombone and
Cool.
not good at it. We have a pretty big music room that we have, and I mean, if anyone comes by, we've got saxophones, extra trumpets, we've got trombones, we've got banjos, we've got bass guitars
Nice.
and drums, and so it's weird to say music hasn't always been a part of my life, but it certainly is now.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Um, and I understand you do this full time.
Yeah, the music is full time. I mean, I think it's more so on the organizational side of things, and
Yeah, I bet.
but yeah, I mean, running the band, running the Oilers band, running the Brasstactics. I also hire out individual musicians for events in town as well, local DJs, weddings, all those
Oh,
kind
no
of
kidding,
things.
eh?
Yeah, I mean, so that's pretty hot right now. Is throwing in a saxophone player with your DJ for an hour at a wedding or whatnot. But we've got
No
some really
kidding.
cool ideas within Drum and Brassworks Industries, is what my partner Blair Wilkie and I our
Nice.
company name is Drum and Brassworks. So all things encompassing of drum and brassworks, and so we're looking at doing drums with DJs at weddings. So DJ will play and have a massive, awesome showmanship of the drum set at a wedding too. Yeah, lots of other things. So
So, well, that makes me say now you got a business and you got a partner. So, was Brass Tactics your brainchild, or did it kind of come together after it began? If you know what I mean.
no, Brass Tactics was the catalyst. We started with the Oilers band as far as getting a consistent amount of gigs, which leads to a consistent amount of income. And then we were trying to decide, we need to, like, the Oilers is only October to April and
Oh yeah.
June if you make it to the playoffs, right? So we've got those summer months I'm like, well, we need to keep moving on. We need to keep playing. We need to work on new fresh songs, and
Yeah.
we can jump in and play some bar shows or whatever. That was the real plan, was just to do some summer stuff and play some bar shows. But
Yeah. Right.
as soon as we did that, we were like, oh, we are the northernmost populated city in Canada, well, in the world, I guess. And to think that a southern New Orleans style brass band is wanted, and we're extremely busy. I mean, we played, we will probably do 2-3 shows a week, up to, we've done 6 or 7 shows in one day before.
So, speaking of New Orleans brass band, it's kind of the mecca for that thing with the what's it called down there?
Oh,
Preservation.
like Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then there's like Preservation Hall or something like that, or
Yeah, so there's the
yeah.
Preservation Hall is a foundational I've been there. I mean,
Oh
that
yeah.
was another thing. When I went down to New Orleans, uh I was like, everything. I was a brass player. I'm a New Orleans Saints fan for football. And that was just not even planned or anything. It's
Right,
just,
right.
my dad and I went down, and we jumped around from pretty much bar to bar, and everywhere you went was live. I think first and foremost, I'm a sucker for live music. I absolutely love music. I love playing live music. I love listening to live music. I love the all of those things. So getting that in New Orleans was life changing. And I was like, we can do this. I can bring this back, and I can take some of this.
Hmm.
And that's where the wheels started going. Like, oh man, I can do this. And it was something that I hadn't seen before. So coming back here, we're introducing it to people. I mean, even now people are like, this is something I've never seen before. And I'm like, man, this is 10 years ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
I- yeah.
Did you have a chance to play down there with anybody?
No, I mean that's another thing is having a sousaphone is
It's not easy unless you're driving, eh?
yeah. Well, I mean, I have traveled with it. I mean, we do gigs. I mean, we get taken away to, Vancouver, all over Canada.
Sure.
So it just depends. I mean, if we're doing multiple gigs, we're gonna drive down. But if like I mean, I've flown, but I haven't ever flown my sousaphone. I've actually just rented
Oh yeah.
in the cities that I mean, Long and McQuaid, and they have a sousaphone in their inventory. So if we call them ahead of time, it's a lot cheaper than traveling with it, but I can definitely try. I have a travel case for it. And, the weight wise, you just take it apart, basically throw it in your carry on and the rest of the sousaphone. So, I mean, yeah,
That's cool.
playing down there, it wasn't in my back pocket at the time. So, but I definitely hung with a lot of cool musicians, and
Love
just
it.
being a musician yourself, it gets
Yeah.
you in the door. So,
So are all your members full time, Matt, in the band?
no, no, no. I mean, we have we have some guys in our band that are music teachers, full on school teachers. So we have some full on school teachers. We have some strictly, they supplement their brass band income by teaching lessons as well. I mean, I guess in this day and age, everyone has to hustle no
Mm.
matter what they do. I
Yeah, no
mean,
matter. Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, even I say I do this full time, but I do other stuff as well.
You
Like
pick up where you can pick it up, right?
totally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, and as a musician that gigs a lot and gigs hard, it is hard to have that full time Monday to Friday. I've done it. I used to be a project manager for a restoration company, and I worked Monday to Friday, 8 to 4:30, and overtime on that as well. And it's tough. Most of your gigs are in the evenings and weekends, but it
Hmm.
is tough to just like if you're working full time, you're kind of a slave to the
Yeah, exactly.
to that. So when it's like, oh man, I got to go away for 2 weeks on tour, it's tough to balance for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah.
I know the band put out a album recently and it's on some vinyl.
Yes.
So I'm curious, having not seen you guys yet, do you play original music when you perform, or is it strictly like popular tunes that people know and they can groove to kind of thing?
No, our album called Tribute to the Groove is seven original tracks and two covers, you could
Cool.
call them.
Okay.
That we've done some fun stuff to though. We've kind of messed up Bad Guy by Billie
I
Eilish.
saw that one online. That was very good, actually.
Yeah,
Not
so I
that I'm a
mean
Billie Eilish fan, but that was good.
no, yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing is like I wouldn't say we are either. I just like what was appealing to the crowd, and we were just having fun in the studio, and then if you notice, there's some sound bites in there. One is from Cable Guy where he goes, "Oh Billy," and the other sound clip is from Billy Madison.
Of
So we just
course.
had kind we had kind of fun with it, but no, absolutely at a show we play our originals. And at first it was really hard to say, it's a lot easier to get a cover song the way when somebody sees us play a cover, it's recognizable, but it's in a different fashion. And I think I've always gravitated towards that. Like I'll shamelessly say when I was watching American Idol back in the day and whatnot, and you see those guys do a cover of a song, but they really do it in a cool way, it takes it over the top, right? So um seeing those cover songs played in a different way, it gives it a freshness, but it also is the familiarity.
Sure.
So getting the original songs through to people, we didn't think would be as impactful or anything like that, but we play shows and people were like, my favorite song is 8-bit, or my favorite song is, you know what I mean? And these are originals that our guys have written. And
That's
so
cool.
yeah, I mean, there are some corporate events where we know that these people are not hiring the Brasstactics, but they want a brass party band. So we're gonna stick to the covers. We might slip in a shameless original song in there, and they dance just as well.
That's
But
good.
yeah, like a lot of times it's a lot of covers. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, so with this type of band, I mean, I'm wondering if your shows are the typical, like, okay, we do two sets or we do whatever, or are they specialty things where Because I noticed you guys aren't standing on stage. I think I saw one video of you standing on stage, and the rest of the time you're always running around the venue. So,
Yeah.
so what's a typical show for Brass Tactics look like?
There's not a typical show for
Okay.
us. And that's the thing. I mean, like a lot of the guys in the band have this mentality of the other bands they are in. So the way that we kind of appeal to all the other, like the way that I kind of appeal to the other brass musicians is like, look, guys, you may be the side piece in your band where you're the horn section, and maybe sometimes that band doesn't need the horn section because it's a stripped down version or whatever. You're the first to get cut. Here in Brass Tactics, we are the upfront. We're the main piece, right?
Yeah.
So this is our thing, and getting into that is like it was easy to sell the guys, and doing a typical show is totally different. We could be doing a 15-minute gig where we're just kind of bringing the hype and playing towards, and then whatever the atmosphere is or whatever the party is, then they switch it over to them, or we're doing a 3 45-minute sets or whatever. Like it's so different based on what we do, and it gets changed up so many times just based on what we're doing. And that's why, I mean, if people come out to me and say, hey, I want Brass Tactics for my show, it's really hard to just give them a quote on this is how much it's going to be.
Yeah.
I spend time with them. I have, like, I mean, I don't book a show unless I've gotten 5 minutes of your time to just find out exactly what you're doing, what your event's like, what your show's like. And then I can get a basis on, okay, this is how we can fit in best, because I know what we can do. And you might not, like, you've seen us online, and we play off the bar, a lot of bar events or whatnot, but there's so many other things. I mean, we've got a full stage production show with lights and sound and wireless mics, and then we've got our roaming aspect where we can come in and play, and so it's just a variety, inside, outside, and being in Edmonton in the cold weather, the outside thing is kind of a double-edged sword, but
Yeah, no kidding.
we
So,
get more gigs, but we
yeah,
get
yeah.
cold gigs outside. So is it, you know what I mean? Like,
I know cold affects the guitar. Does it affect the brass instrument too, tuning wise?
100%,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
probably
Yeah, yeah.
worse.
And,
Probably
and well,
worse.
not only that, it's hard to play. Like, I mean, the one time we were playing out, not only the one time we were playing outside, and the horns are freezing up. I mean, because they're metal on metal,
And
the
spit.
valves, yeah, and spit, and you're breathing through, so you're constantly putting condensation through the horn,
No kidding.
right? The saxophones, the condensation is coming out of the pads, and the pads get stuck really easily.
Oh
So
no.
we were playing a show where the horns we would be playing, and we would be playing over the fire. Like we were playing around the fire, and we were literally like defrosting our horns over the fire. Okay, I'm good to go. I can take over. You know what I mean? And the cool part is people saw that and they recognized that and they loved it even more. You know
Oh
what I mean?
geez.
And
You
we get
see,
people, yeah. So
you guys could fall down a well and be successful for God's sake.
that was kind of a little bit of our succession into getting a little notoriety in Edmonton area.
Cool.
Was the very beginning, is we were outside playing a show. Oddly enough, it was for ATB's Christmas party, and we were on the ATB stage outside. And we were just gonna run a couple tunes so that we could get them, so that we could, which is like a practice, but let's do it outside, let's do it in front of people. And we started to amass a crowd, and the security guards were like, you guys are not allowed to play on this outdoor stage. And they kicked us off, and somebody was videotaping it, and it was like Brass Tactics gets kicked off the stage, but they just keep playing. And then we just continued to play, and we played our way into the Christmas party and
That
didn't stop. And yeah,
that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So
so
2026, Matt,
yeah.
how many years does that mark for Brass Tactics in total? Like since its
20
inception.
2019 was
Okay.
the birth child, I would say. 2020, I think the summer of 2020 is really where we started to,
Sure.
we named ourselves, like, this September or December of 2019 was when we named ourselves Brass Tactics. And it was really just a place mark. I knew that the problem with Brasstactics was people were going to call us Brasstastics. We were going to get Brasstastic, and so it was a placeholder,
Yeah, but
really.
your graphic makes it very clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean my bell. I have brass and I have
Yeah,
tactics, and I still get brass tastics. I mean, and it's just a slip of the tongue, maybe or whatever. But but it's grown on us. We're not changing it now.
that's cool. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, 2019. So
okay,
we're almost 7 years into this thing.
no kidding. Um, yeah, we know you play for Edmonton, oh, the Oilers. You do stuff for them. Do you do any other sports teams and things like that?
We have affiliations with our company, Drum and Brassworks, has affiliations with the Edmonton Elks. I mean, they have a
Oh
drum
yeah.
line. So Blair, my partner, so I'm kind of in Drumworks, Drum and Brassworks Industries. I guess you could consider me Brassworks, and you could consider Blair Drumworks. And so
Nice.
Blair's very heavily involved in the drum community in Edmonton and various drum lines throughout teaching and adjudicating and consulting and stuff like that. So
Sure.
we do there's a local baseball team, the Edmonton Riverhawks. We do their Canada Day celebration every year.
Good.
And we're happy to. Yeah, it's weird because with the Oilers brass band, there are now other brass bands involved with local NHL teams. Like the Seattle Kraken has a brass band. Chicago has one. They're starting to sprout up and whatnot. Probably the most popular brass band affiliated with sports teams is there's the Savannah Bananas. They're a baseball team. Honestly, if you check out the Savannah Bananas, like just they're like their concept and everything that they do as a baseball team, but they have a brass band as well, and very similar. I know the guys on that brass band, like I know the other brass band that they're affiliated or not affiliated, unofficially affiliated with, I guess
Gotcha.
you could say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean it's really starting to take its place is everybody's kind of having these it's a pep band, right? And with
Yeah.
modern brass bands playing,
Yeah.
modern music, it just fits. It has fit so
Yeah.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, hey, and my high school used to try and do it too with the guys who played horn section from the school band, right? They
Yeah.
tried to do it for some of the arena gigs and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um, I now I mean you guys are popular in Edmonton, and people know who you are, and you play, and you can build a crowd pretty easy. So with that kind of popularity, have you ever been approached by let's say other music business types, management labels, something like that, and said, "Hey, you want to come on
It's
board?"
it's a little different with the brass band. I've had
Yeah, I guess.
conversations
Eh?
with a lot of agencies, booking agencies to music management companies and whatnot, and that such. I think we're still getting categorized as just another brass band. Like I don't know how to put it like I don't know how to put it in a I love the other brass bands and stuff like that. And I'm not even saying that we're like here, like it's not even that. I think everybody's different. You have just as you have different people and different walks of life, you have different brass bands and different types of brass bands. Not saying one's better than the other. They just offer something different than other ones do.
Yeah,
And I think the music. I mean, I know that the agencies that I've talked with, they're like, I mean, I've had conversations. They want to see us touring more. They want to see us out on the road more and whatnot.
sure.
There's challenges. Like, I mean, bringing 8 guys along on the road is a little bit more costly than just having your average 4 to 5 piece. Even three
Oh, I
piece. I
imagine.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah. So it makes it a little bit tougher, but conversations with them and whatnot is that like, oh yeah, I've seen there's a brass band in every town, but There's not. I mean, it's tough. I mean, there's a brass band in Calgary, Delirium Street Party Brass. They're awesome, but they're different than us. You know, they bring a different style, they bring a different flavor, and when we try to do shows, I think people don't like expect something different because they've seen that's the brass band of their community. So then us coming in, they're like, "What the heck is this?" You know, it's different, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's weird. It's like there's brass bands everywhere, but it's not like there's rock bands everywhere. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
A little different. So
yeah.
do you do any members of the band, or does the band collectively ever record or do things for projects for other artists,
Oh yeah, no,
or
absolutely.
in
Like our guys are all,
collaboration?
yeah, our guy, well, like individually, I mean, we have our own art, like Bram, our drummer, he is, go check him out. He's a banjo playing folk. He's our drummer.
No kidding, eh?
He's such a great artist. He has his, and so there are times when he's out playing a folk festival and we have to get in a sub uh drummer for our stuff. And
Oh, cool.
Bram's such a, he's in Peru right now, actually. I think he gets back in the next couple days.
Nice.
So yeah, so I mean, we had Bramwell Park. He's an individual artist. We've got our other horns they play with, the Ray Gun Cowboys. I don't know if you've heard of those
I
guys.
have heard that name.
They're fantastic rockabilly band with horns. They tour all over the world and stuff like that. So a lot of our horn players, but then they collectively do other recordings. They're always, I mean, we're always in the studio, whether it's like this weekend, we're going in the studio to record our own tracks, but we're going in recording individually. Our trumpet, Liam, he lends his trumpet out and plays on other people's tracks and whatnot. And then when it comes to collaborations, I mean, we've done some stuff with locally the Give 'em Hell Boys, which is like a almost like a country rock band.
Sure.
We put some horns on with them. We've played with a lot of we've recorded on a lot of people's stuff. We're working on collaboration with a local Tiffany Hall artist. Doing some recordings for that. And so yeah, so when it comes to collaborations and individuals, we're constantly working on that. I mean, my
Good.
biggest goal, the next biggest project, I would love to do a collaboration with different Edmonton artists and put together just a full evening with all of the top talent in Edmonton, and then putting out an individual track with everyone, because there's so much talent in Edmonton, that I don't think people recognize.
That's
Like
cool.
Edmonton, it's not like when you think of music, it's not a music town,
There you go.
so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Matt, tell the folks where they can find out anything about the Brass Tactics. What's your socials? Where your website? All that fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, so Instagram, we are at the Brass Tactics, not Tastics, Tactics. And then same thing with Facebook. You can check us out at the Brass Tactics.
Cool.
Our website is I don't know if it's like that for you, but it's always a tough thing to update and whatnot. It's currently up to date, but we're always putting new stuff on, where our shows are, what we're
Yeah,
working on next and whatnot. So that's www.thebrasstactics.com.
there you go.
So you can just, yeah, I mean, that's our socials. Um, a lot of the time, a lot of our updates, what we're doing, where we're at, is on Instagram. We have a
Yeah.
nice big following on Instagram, so we find that can be dispersed out to a lot of our members. But keep a hold of us on Instagram and our website. And anyone out there listening, I mean, I love getting messages from people saying, "I heard your stuff. It would be really cool if you guys played this track." And I love bringing new tracks into people, into the band, and saying, "Hey, let's try this one."
Excellent.
So that would
Yeah.
be cool if anyone hears this and they have something that they think that. Maybe even that. Oh, you guys! I don't think you guys could do this one. I'm up for a challenge.
There
I'm
you
up for a
go. Yeah,
challenge.
don't
Yeah.
challenge me, man. That's awesome. Matt Laird and Brass Tactics, thank you very much for coming on the program, sir. And we'll be anxious to hear more of your horns uh, in 2026. And thanks
We'll
for
be
coming
there.
on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully we can get out east. So
You got it. You'll have to bring a sousaphone. I don't think you can find one in this area.
yeah, no, I'll disassemble mine and bring it out.
There you go. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, man.